Hey dudes and dudettes, Mr. Theorist here, and welcome back after a long pause to another episode of Doctor Who Review. This time we are going to be doing the New Year's special called Resolution. I said Resolution, I'm hoping that's the name of the title. I'm pretty sure we should have researched it, but we didn't, because typical style on this channel. And of course I'm back again with Stacey.
Hello.
If you guys watch these reviews, then you kind of know how we do them by now. I ramble on for a bit, giving you a synopsis of the plot, try and shorten it down. Doesn't always work. Then I ask Stacey how she feels about the episode and kind of her opinion, and I give my opinion, and then we bounce off each other and end it with a rating out of 10?
Yeah.
Out of 10. I've done like 10 of these and I already can't remember some of the stuff. It's been several weeks, guys, okay? Several weeks since the last video I did. Christmas. Busy. So anyway, I will now give you a synopsis of this episode. Spoiler warning if you haven't seen it, but I'm guessing if you clicked on this you've probably seen it and you want to kind of know my opinion, so cool. Right, so this episode opens up with kind of a cool sequence where we get kind of a history lesson from some unknown voice telling us that a secret war took place some time ago where three warring factions came together to defeat this really scary enemy. They managed to defeat it, and then they dismembered this enemy and spread the remains in three different parts of the world. And each of the keepers kind of created some sort of religious faction around this thing, and they had to protect it. And then we get a flash forward to modern day, and there are two archaeologist students who dig up one of the remains. They don't realise that it's anything important. They stick it with all the other archaeology stuff, but stick it under a UV light, and something weird begins to happen. We have the Doctor doing their thing where they're off celebrating New Year's Eve as many times as they can. They're up to almost ready to do their 20th New Year's, and they're doing different eras in time. You don't get to see it, it's just them talking about it. But obviously while that's happening, this weird thing is like gathering energy from the UV light. Then all of a sudden we get flashed to modern day and the other two locations where the other bits are, and they vanish while the keepers notice something's wrong. They all form in this one place, and the bag that contains this weird remnant begins to look kind of squid-like. The Doctor then gets to the top. The TARDIS activates an alarm, and Doctor's like, what is this? Finds out there's some sort of temporal rift happening, so she goes to this location. But by the time the Doctor and co reach there, it's already too late. The weird squid thing has already vanished, and one of the archaeologists has gone on her own to go and investigate. She's never seen any movies, you never go on your own. But she disappears. We see her shine a light on a wall, and there's this big, creepy, squiddish thing on the wall. Some people that have been with Who for a while could kind of guess at this point who it is, but we're still not quite sure. The Doctor then turns up and asks the other archaeologist, okay, so we got distress, what's happening? And he was just like, we heard a weird sound and my friend gone to investigate. The friend comes back and the Doctor's like, okay, what happened? There's this big weird squid thing on the wall. They go there, but it's gone. And they're like, okay, right. The Doctor takes a sample of the goo that's on the wall, but it's confusing, like where is this monster gone? So the Doctor and co go back into the TARDIS to do some investigating, while Yaz walks the two archaeologists out, because she's the cop, therefore she does the police stuff, out of the thing, and those two kind of go their own separate ways. The guy offers to take her home, and she's just like, we're not quite there yet, because there's kind of a romance blooming with them, and she goes off in her car. He goes off, sending her a nice text going, I'm thinking of you. We get the text reply on her side, and she's looking really uncomfortable in the car. The Doctor's doing some investigating, figuring out the goo, and she freaks out because she realises, uh-oh, it's a Dalek. But it's not just any Dalek, it's a special Dalek that we've never heard of before, and now it has new skills because plot dictates. We find out the Dalek has actually attached itself to the woman and is then going to control her to essentially try and take over the world somehow. The Doctor still can't figure out where this alien, where the Dalek has gone. Eventually figures out that it must be connected to the woman. It's using her like a suit, kind of like their metal suit, but this is a human one, to get around. So as the Doctor is trying to catch up with the Dalek is going to different places, finding remnants of its technology. It finds the laser gun at some weapons manufacturing research place, and I thought maybe that was UNIT, but it wasn't. It was just something. And the Doctor tries to contact UNIT and go, I need to get hold of UNIT because there's potentially a Dalek invasion happening. Turns out that UNIT at the moment is has been shut down, pending investigations because their funding has been cut. We'll get into that when we give our thoughts a bit more. So the Doctor and co are on their own trying to stop the Dalek. The Dalek, once it's got its gun, it's gone to a farm to rebuild its armour. It's collected some parts, probably the Orby things, I'm assuming are probably the Dalek tech. Kills a farmer so he can use his workshop, and the Doctor eventually is caught up with the Dalek, but it's too late. The Dalek has already built itself a new shell. The Doctor reveals herself that I am the Doctor, and the Dalek's like, oh, you're the enemy of the Daleks, you gotta die. The Doctor manages to escape, and the Dalek just goes, okay, see ya, and flies off. Again, we then have to go track down the Doctor. The Doctor has to go track down the Dalek, who has gone to the UK's largest satellite array thing, GCHQ, which stands for something HQ. Can't really remember, but essentially it's so that the Dalek can use all of British satellites to try and contact a Dalek fleet, to bring them to Earth and take over the planet. Suffice to say, the Doctor defeats them with the help of Ryan's dad, who turned up in this episode, and that's kind of one of the backstories, one of the sub-stories of the episode, is Ryan dealing with the fact that his father's now back, and his father kind of wants to help, and everyone, and I mean everyone on Team Doctor, tells Ryan's dad, you have not been there for your son. And when I mean not been there for your son, they all make sure they tell him. Like, wow. But he ends up helping them out because he builds microwave ovens with a friend. Okay, so they take apart the oven and they use that to defeat the Dalek by placing all the oven bits. And the Doctor says, talks about high voltage and low voltage, combination of the two, helps burn the Dalek shell to stop the Dalek. A similar way that they realise happened with the Custodians, the three armies that came together way back when they defeated the Dalek the first time. And they've defeated the Dalek, except they haven't. And the Dalek has attached itself to Ryan's dad and goes, I'm going to kill him unless you take me to a Dalek fleet now. So the Doctor's like, and everyone's like, you can't. And she's just like, I'm going to have to. But it's a trick, and the actual place the Doctor has taken him to is a supernova sun that basically pulls the Dalek off of Ryan's dad. It says it's not going to let go, but Ryan has a really nice heart-to-heart and tells his dad, I love you and I forgive you, and human emotions is more powerful than telekinetic aliens. And the Dalek gets sucked off, and we presume, because we don't see it die, we presume that it's dead, but it might not be. And Ryan gets his dad and everything is happy, and they all kind of have a big hug and go, yay, go Team Doctor! And that's kind of how the episode ends, with a nice, happy, hope you have a good New Year's kind of message to it. And that is essentially the plot of Doctor Who New Year's Special Resolution. Now I'm going to hand you over to Stace and ask her opinion. Go on.
I really enjoyed it. It was a good episode. Daleks, emotional story with Ryan, his dad, and Graham. a lot of character development, but the main focus was obviously the Daleks.
Dalek.
Yeah, the Daleks. I know. I know there was potential threat of more Daleks, but I thought it was. Obviously, I could tell it was a Dalek as soon as I saw it on the wall. But yeah, that was fun. I didn't know that was going to happen, so I was happy about that. And I liked how it was introduced with the history lesson about the warriors fighting off the Dalek and it being separated, and one of the places randomly being Yorkshire.
Yeah.
It was cool and it was so fun. Just a really fun, strong episode. The Doctor was amazing in this episode, really showing her skills, deduction and going for the Daleks. I really think she's an amazing Doctor. I think because I liked it so much, I'm trying to be critical.
Your reviews is kind of, I like it, it's good, I like it. If that's an opinion you want to have,
I really did love the bit where the Dalek was taking power from the UK and they shut down the internet of the UK and they just cut to a random family trying to go on the internet, and even Netflix wasn't working and they were like, what are we going to do? Have a conversation?
Doctor Who got sassy. I literally said that when we were watching. I'm like, oh my god, Doctor Who got sassy about modern families and how they don't talk anymore. Wow, Doctor Who. Yeah?
Well, yeah, it just shows you don't need a huge amount of CGI, you just need good plot. And it's really working well for Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who. I've got no complaints.
Yeah. I try to avoid as much stuff because obviously we watched this a little late, that's why this video is coming out a bit later than everyone else watching it. Because patterns and stuff, trying to get time to watch it. And I've very quickly seen some people go, it's fun. But personally, I really liked this episode. I thought it was good, solid. If you've watched Doctor Who, or New Who anyway, you always know that you have the main series, which can either be dark or it could be light and fun. But usually, it has a certain level of a serious tone, and then the Christmas special, which New Year's special essentially is always the much lighter-hearted. This is definitely for the whole family kind of thing. So it's nice and refreshing to kind of have kind of a dark episode to it. I wouldn't be surprised if this had quite a high kill count from the Dalek in this episode. I thought it was good. I probably wished that this could have been the season finale instead of the alien thing that I predicted was going to be the thing. But I would have preferred having this as a two-parter finale and have it.
Easily been a two-parter.
It really could. There was enough story here that felt like it could have been a two-parter. Not that it felt cramped and condensed storytelling. It's just, yeah, you had enough story there that you could have gone over 2 episodes. And maybe if there was a bigger budget, maybe that's the reason they didn't do it. Because if it was a bigger budget, they could have had the Dalek win at the end of the first part and then have the invasion turn up and then have the Doctor do something that made the invasion go away by the end. But because it's a lower budget, they couldn't do a whole CGI of the whole armada of Daleks and all that. So it was good. It's definitely one of the best episodes of this season by far. As Stacey said, Jodie Whittaker nailed it this episode for the Doctor. Yaz was kind of in the background again. I feel that Ryan's had a lot more character stuff. And Graham has this season.
It's been their series.
It really has. It's been Ryan and Graham's season. I'm wondering if Yaz is going to get a bit more next season, or maybe they're eventually going to write these cast members out and have new ones in. I don't quite know. I had a conversation with someone back when we were first doing these review videos, and he told me how he felt that the the assistants were very blank canvases. There wasn't much to them, so you can relate. But I think by the end of this episode, I was like, no, I think there's some really heavy development for Ryan, Graham, maybe not so much for Yaz, definitely Ryan and Graham. So yeah, I was entertained from beginning to end. My wish was granted. Thank you so much, writers of Doctor Who. You gave me Daleks. I've said it several times in these videos. I wanted Daleks, and I got them. I'm hoping we get more of these versions of Daleks, the ones that they're not just, they have to rely on their shell, but they can leave their shell and take over human bodies and things. I think that's quite cool. Invasion of Body Snatchers kind of elements to it, which I thought was quite cool. Yeah, I don't really have any negatives for this episode. It was good, solid storytelling, enjoyable for the whole family, and it was a little scary at times, which is always a yay from me. So yeah.
Oh, and also the fact it's being topical about family relationships and also politically budget cuts.
Yes, as I said earlier when I was talking about the plot, is I stated that Unit had got budget cuts, and they pretty much nail on the fact that the reason the budget cuts happened is because of the UK government partners. In other words, UK government has been making cutbacks to security and the army and all these different things, and Unit's one of the ones that got affected. Alright, Doctor Who, you're going down the political route, are you? Conservatives are the reason that aliens are going to invade us.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool, it's fun. Anyway, I think we've been rambling on for quite some time. Both got a good opinion of the episode. Yeah, out of 10, how would you rate this episode?
I think I would actually give it a 10. I've not given a 10 yet, but I really enjoyed it, and I've been tempted in the past with like Kablam Man, and yeah, there has to be episodes that get 10.
I always feel like a downer whenever she gives like a really high one, and I'm like, oh. I was gonna go 9. I'd say it's not quite 10. It's not it. Dalek was a better episode than this one.
Well, that was Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, but still, it wasn't at a point of, oh my god, this, like Rosa made me cry watching Rosa. It was a totally different beast of an episode, but I felt emotionally a lot more towards it. This was giving into my childhood of, oh my god, the Daleks and the Doctor are fighting again, and this is really fun and cool, and I was entertained from the beginning. It was a fairly strong episode. I think maybe episodes like Rosa and Kablam Man on a storytelling perspective were a bit better than this. But it was still solid, good, definitely top end of this season for me. So a 9 out of 10 for me. Anyway guys, I think we've rambled enough, and we've given our useless rating that means absolutely nothing except give you a measurement of how much we liked an episode. Anyway guys, hope you have enjoyed this video and you now have my opinion. People like Tina, hello. And if you like this video guys, please hit that like button. Leave a comment. Tell me out of the 11, I think it's 11 episodes, I think it was 10 for the main and then this. The 11 episodes of this season, which has been your favourite and why has it been your favourite? And say hello to Stacey in the comments. And if you wanted to appear in other videos that I'll be doing in the future, please tell me in the comments. I might drag her along anyway, but if I hear from you guys, it's cool. And as always guys, if you haven't, please subscribe to this channel. Stacey, tell them to subscribe.
Subscribe.
Such enthusiasm.
No, subscribe now.
Right now. And if you have already subscribed guys, bring a friend or a family or randomly some person you're sitting behind or in front of in your local library and have them subscribe to me too, because you all love me. Until next video guys, I will see you later, and maybe Stacey will too. Bye!